So you look into the lens and you start talking.
I'm nervous. Remember it like it was yesterday. It was December 31st. That was my due date.
Well, let's just take it all in as we get down to almost 10 seconds now. Here we go. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We made it! Happy New Year!
When we got to the hospital, they admitted us, and I know the doctor on duty kept saying, you know, we gotta do C-section, gotta do C-section. I started to get a fever. I was vomiting. I was in pain, and my doctor shows up out of nowhere. They cleared the room, and it was me, it was you, it was my mom and your mom, and that was it. It was just time to go. And I pushed and pushed, and it was a few complications. My doctor kept telling me to stop and then go, and then she just told me like one big push, and when she did, she told me to stop. Everybody was yelling at me to stop pushing, and I wasn't sure what was going on. I was confused. I was in too much pain. I wasn't in the right state of mind. And when they told me to push one more time, I did. Pulled the baby out, and they brought him right over to the table that they had him. But next thing you know, they call over the loudspeaker. It was like like all doctors in the building come into the room. I had no idea what was going on, and he had the umbilical cord wrapped around his neck twice. And he was blue. He wasn't breathing. So they had doctors come from everywhere, and they were flying in the room, doctors, nurses, and they were trying to get him back to breathing, and it took a couple minutes. And then finally, I don't know how long, I don't even know like the time frame, but they wrapped him up and they brought him over to me, and I was still like in shock. I wasn't like emotional. Like, I don't even think you were emotional.
Yeah, it was just
shock. Like,
wow,
like, is this real? But I was sick, and because everything that happened to him, they rushed him into ICU, breastfeeding, and I was ready to meet him. And I went into the room, and I held him, and that was it. And that was, you know, a very emotional time, and I thought, you know, he was just the greatest gift on earth.
We brought him to the doctors, I think a year later, and that's when the doctor suggested we bring him to be checked out. What are you doing?
What are you doing?
No, I'm asking you. What are you doing?
Nothing.
Hey, look at me. Hey, are you pumpkin picking today?
Yeah.
We lost?
Yeah.
Yeah? Ew, no, don't touch that. Come on. Let's find our way out of here.
This one.
Doctor suggested that we try early intervention because he was not making eye contact, and he wasn't at his milestone where he should have been. And we had therapists come to the house, doctors come to the house, all kinds of people come to the house, and we didn't know what was going on. We just went with it, and then it wasn't until it was maybe, it was a couple of months of it, and then that was when he was 2 years old, and therapist came over. She did the final review. She did a few tests with him, and even some teachers he didn't even do good with them. He would yell and scream, and he was very uncomfortable. And she said, I'll never forget it. She said, "Are you familiar with autism?" I froze and I said, I told her, I said, "I'm familiar with it, I just don't know anything about it."
Because I knew it was something that we weren't prepared for, but as parents we were willing to do whatever it took to help our son. And we got him the teachers, and then we put him into school, and we started to see the progress, like him start to talk more, put more words together.
It was a struggle. Like for every therapist that he did have, he struggled, and it would aggravate us because we're saying like, you're pushing him too hard, and it was to them it's like he needs to be pushed.
We were in denial, but we had to really embrace like, wow, our son is really autistic, and we had to embrace that. I know for me, for a long time I was in denial. Angie will always give me papers and books to read up on it. She was doing it every day, researching it, and I didn't, because I just felt like my son is stronger than this. My son is stronger than this. He's smarter than this. He doesn't need this. I was just in such denial for a long time, almost 2.5 years. I just wouldn't believe it. Just such...
The support system is big too, between our family and the school, his teachers, his powers. They just have, it's amazing.
I just hope that this encourages and inspires others to do the same, to get involved and to be a part of this movement and raise awareness for autism. It's a beautiful thing, and every child is different. Just because our story may not be relatable to you, it doesn't mean that you can't do it. Because we did it. You can do it too.
Give me a second, I need to get my story straight. My friends are in the bathroom getting higher than the Empire State. My lover, she is waiting for me just across the bar. My seat's been taken by some sunglasses, asking about a scar. And I know I gave it to you months ago. I know you're trying to forget, but between the drinks and subtle things, the holes in my apologies, I'm trying hard to take it back. So if by the time the bar closes and you feel like falling down, I'll carry you home tonight.